Greetings, exalted ones.
I seek an audience with your greatness.
In celebration of Star Wars Day, I made yet another Adobe Premiere MOGRT, this one to create your own custom opening text scroll. You know, one of these. I named my MOGRT Galaxy Scroll, and once again, I'm offering it for free for a limited time to my Substack subscribers. More details on how to get it coming up, but first, let me quickly walk you through how to use it. All right, young Jedi, let's begin the training. So first, grab the MOGRT from the Graphics Templates panel. Drag it down into your timeline. You scrub forward a little bit, you see the initial text here. Now what you're going to want to do is first click on the MOGRT, and that brings up all of the settings over here that you can adjust in the Properties panel. First things first, you can edit this text to be whatever you want. So let's just say, once upon a time. Click outside of it to lock it in, and there you go. So you can change the font to whatever you want, you know, full control over how you want it to look. And obviously here, not only can you adjust the position and scale, but you can tap here to change the color to whatever you want. All right, so that's it for the intro text. I'm just gonna minimize that and expand the main title. So as I scrub forward here, we have the big lorem ipsum, standing in for whatever you want it to be. The default is lorem ipsum, and you can type in star and then return and then words. And there you go, close enough, right? And I'll reduce the font size. Now, one thing I want to recommend to you here is you notice as you increase and decrease the font size, it changes the line spacing in between. So what I recommend you do is get the line spacing to the point where you want it, and then instead of tweaking the font size, use this adjust scale slider so I can scale the whole thing down to be exactly the scale I want. So, but let's, just to show you, you don't have to use the Star Jedi font. Let's, I'll go with my own custom font that I made. And let me scrub back a little bit. Yeah, that's good. All right. Okay, so that's the quickest, easiest way to just change the type if you want a typographic title for your video. But what you can do, I've made this even better and more customizable. So let's say you have your logo, right? You have your own company logo or your whatever design you've made. What you can do is you can get rid of this title in one of two ways. You can literally just highlight this text here and delete that, and it goes away. Or you could just take this title opacity and bring it all the way down to 0. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace the type title with a logo graphic. So all you gotta do is twirl open this, drag your logo here, little module. And first things first, by default, the logo opacity is 0. That's why we don't see anything. So let's drag this all the way to 100, and there you go. So this is just a placeholder. And I put a little note in here for best results, replace this with a transparent PNG of your logo or your title, whatever you want, that's at least 4K. So we're talking at least 3840 by 2160. So in Photoshop, just create a high res transparent PNG. Remember, if you just put like a JPEG in here, there's no transparency in JPEG. So it's just gonna be a block of your logo over the space. If you want the background and the space to shine through, it needs to be a transparent PNG. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over here to my project, and I have my Kaslo logo, and I'm just going to drag this transparent PNG here into the logo slot, and voila. So instead of the Star Wars logo type, you have your logo. So now we're moving on to the text scroll, and I've broken this down into basically 3 text fields that you can edit. You can change the fonts. You can change the color, but it's going to affect all of them as one block, just FYI. You know, if I change this, if you want this red, it's going to change everything to red. So let's start out by just changing the episode info. So let's say I want to say the truth. And let's say for the subtitle, I want to change this to the prequels sucked.
Say something about the motherfucking prequels, bitch.
Okay, fine. The prequels were okay. Okay, there you go. Don't get butthurt. If we scrub forward a little bit and you just select all of this under add your own story and type in your own text, whatever you want. The Phantom Menace could have actually been okay if there was no Jar Jar Binks and the pod race didn't go on forever. One quick thing I will say here, let's say you don't have a whole lot of text, right? Let's say you want to make it bigger. You can adjust the scale. You can make it smaller. or you can make it bigger. So one thing, the reason why I have position and scale is, let's say we just want to add in, all right, let's go with that. Here's why I want to warn you. If you scale this sucker down, the default's 100, but if you scroll it down below 100, you notice how it's getting cut off here. You see how it's coming in from that point, and it should be coming in, you know, from the bottom. So if for whatever reason you want to scale it down on the position here, just adjust it, and you can move the whole thing down like that. There you go. So one thing I want to say real quick, and let's say our text is only that. Now the thing is, I timed this out to be more like the real deal. So it lasts about 1.5 minutes before you see the fade out at the end, right? But if your text is much shorter, you probably want to fade it out sooner. All you need to do is just go over to Effect Controls, and let's say you want to start fading it out here. Just set a keyframe for the opacity. Scrub forward a little bit. You know, you can slow it down however you want. And then just set a keyframe for 0. And there you go. It'll fade out earlier. So even though the MOGRT by default is 1:30, you can fade the whole thing out whenever you want by doing that little trick. One last thing I will show you here is by default, the star field is in the background. If for whatever reason you don't want the star field, like maybe you just want to layer the text over some background of your own, no problem. Just twirl open background and reduce the star field opacity to 0. And then we have a perfectly clean black background. And that is the Galaxy Scroll MOGRT in a nutshell. All right, there you go. Like I said, quick and easy. And free for a limited time if you join my Substack. Just visit jkaslo.substack.com, enter your email, get the promo code, and click on the link in your welcome email, which will take you to my website, jkaslo.com. Just add it to cart, enter the promo code at checkout, and that's it. Download the MOGRT, and you're good to go. If you appreciate what I'm giving away here, click the like button down below and be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And be sure to click the bell and choose all for notifications so you can actually get notified when I post new videos. I got a lot of good stuff coming your way, tutorial videos and so much more, all made with love with the aim of boosting your productivity and leveling up your creative skills. All right, that's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.
You truly belong here with us among the clouds.
What to watch next?